I'm riding with the top head back, pushing a foreign slab. I'm gripping wood grain like I'm supposed to. Let the screw tape bang, slide from lane to lane. Top strapped, I'm just stuck in these H-Town. I'm riding with the top head back, pushing a foreign slab. I'm gripping wood grain like I'm supposed to. Let the screw tape bang, slide from lane to lane. Top strapped,
Oh, y'all see that? Hello, how we doing, guys? Hopefully everybody's doing well. My name is Junior Diaz, aka the Nelly Mac Coach, and for those who do not know me, I am one of the members of Pipology. So shout out to my Pipology brothers, Bobby Will, Mr. Low Sanders. You know, we're doing our thing with Pipology, guys. If you guys have not subscribed to Pipology TV, I suggest you guys do. There's a lot of strong content on there. All right, as you guys know, I'm the creator of the Nelly Mcgraw strategy. So on this channel that I just created, so welcome to the very first episode. We're just gonna talk forex. We're gonna talk travel, food. I like to eat, so if I come across a nice little plate, you know, I'll post it on there for you guys. But just overall growth, guys. So welcome to the very first Nelly Mac Chronicles episode, guys. Let's get it. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and dive into this. All right. So on here, I have my Nelly Mac setup. Of course, this is my saucy Nelly Mac. That it's an indicator based off of on the Nelly Mac entries. Okay. So this is a tool that we use for entries. What I want to go ahead and do, guys, is show you guys one of the main confluences that the Nelly Mac was, that is based off of, and that is going to be divergence. Okay, the Nelly Mac is a 5-minute scalping system. Okay, just before we get started, just please remember that past profits do not predict future profits, and forex is a risky business and may not be suitable, guys. All right, so like I said, the Nelly Mac is a 5-minute scalping system. I've heard in so many places that the 5-minute time frame is very volatile, this and that. Guys, I literally trade from the 5-minute time frame. Okay, I literally trade from the 5-minute time frame, and the thing is that I look for specific things, which I teach those confluences in my 5-day Nelly Mac course. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this tutorial. Okay, so one of the main confluences that the Nelly Mac is based off of is divergence. So I want to show you guys what I look for on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, the best times to look for this, guys, is during London and New York session. Okay, so let's look for a bullish. Let's look for a bullish divergence setup. Okay, up here is going to be price. Down here is going to be my RSI. I use just a simple RSI 14. Okay, 14 period RSI. All right, so my zone that I basically look for is going to be my 30. Okay, I have a 30 zone on my RSI. What I want to see my RSI hit the 30 zone on my RSI. Okay, it might pass the 30, but I at least want it to hit the 30. Okay, it has to hit the 30 in order for me to confirm it as as a good possible setup. I want to see it hit to the 30 on my RSI. Then I want my RSI to give me a higher high. So I want to see a low and a higher low. My first low, I wanted to hit my 30, okay, on the RSI. And when I see this, when I see a low and a higher low on the RSI, I want price to show me this. I want to see a low and a lower low on price. So one thing that divergence is, guys, when price and our indicator do not agree with each other. Divergence is when price and our indicator do not agree with one another. Okay, so as I see my first low hit the 30 on the RSI, let's go ahead and write this down. First, okay, low, which is my first hit to 30 level RSI. Kind of misspelled it. All right, low to the first hit to the 30 RSI, and then I want to see it give me a higher low. And this higher low, guys, has no specific. It has no specific level. I have a 65 level on there. I mean a 35 level on there. So sometimes it might be at the 35 level, sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower. But I just want to see a low, my first low to hit the 30, and then I want my second low to be higher than my first hit to the 30, okay? Higher low. Okay. Then we're gonna go ahead and just match them. Look at this. All right. On the charts, they usually they go very well with one another. There we go. So what do we see here? Our first low our first hit to the RSI gave us our first low, right? On price, we have a low, and then our higher low on the RSI gave us a what? A lower low. Okay, this is market contradiction, guys. So on the RSI, we see a low and a higher low. On price, we see a low and a lower low. Okay, do we see this market contradiction? Do we see price and the RSI contradicting, guys? Remember, our zone is going to be the 30. This is kind of going to be the zone that we look for this divergence and for for a possible Nelly Mac setup. Okay. All right. So remember, a low and a higher low on the RSI, and a low and a lower low on price. Now let's look for a bearish divergence, a bearish Nelly Mac divergence setup. Okay. Excuse me on this. All right. So now, instead of using the 30, we're gonna use the 70, okay? Now we're gonna use the 70 level on the RSI, okay? Let's look for bearish Nelly Mac possible trade setups, okay? So whenever we're looking for bearish divergence, we want our first hit, our first high to be at the 70 or above the 70. Sometimes it might go above it, like I said. So we want to see a high touch the 70, and then we want to wait for a lower high on the RSI, okay? And whenever this happens, if price gives us a high, and the higher high, and our price gives us a high and a higher high, we know that we have divergence in place. Because look, our first hit to the 70 gave us a high on the RSI, and then our second high is lower than our first hit. So that's a high and a lower high. And on price, if we just mix and match them, I mean, if we just compare them, we have a high as our first hit to the 70, and then our lower high on the RSI created a higher high on price. So a low and a lower low on RSI and a high and a higher high on price gives us bearish divergence, okay? So let's go ahead and put that. Our first hit to the, we have a high, first hit to the 70. Look at me misspelling all this stuff. First hit to, what? All right, so we have a high, first hit to 70, okay, on the RSI. And then we have a lower high on the RSI. And if we just mirror them up on price, our first hit to the RSI gives us a high and our lower high on the RSI gives us a higher high. Okay, there we go. So first hit to the 70 on the RSI gives us our first high, our lower high on the RSI, no specific level, just has to be lower. Okay, we look what price is doing, gives us our first hit to the 70 on the RSI gives us a high, and our lower high on the RSI gives us a higher high on price. So we see this market contradiction. Okay, and this is what I look for. This is one of the confluences that I look for on the Nelly Mac. Okay, for the Nelly Mac. So now let's put this into play with on the charts. Okay, so for for bullish setup. As we can see, we have a low and a lower low. Okay, low and a lower low. And on price, on the R side, we have a low and a higher low. So my saucy Nelly Mac indicated for a buy. Get my 15 to 20 pip take profit right there. Okay. Another bullish low and lower low on price, low and a higher low on the RSI. Saucy Nelly Mac issued my buy 15 to 20 target hit. Okay. There's some more examples. Okay. Right here. Low and a lower low. RSI, low, higher low. Nelly Mac, the saucy Nelly hit my buy signal. 15 to 20, bag secured. Okay. Low, higher low, low, lower low. Saucy Nelly Mac, issue my buy, 15 to 20, target achieved. Okay, now let's look for some sells. I know I had some back here, okay? Check this out. High and a higher high on price, high and a lower high on the RSI. Nelly Mac issued my saucy Nelly issued my sell, 15 to 20, bag secured. Okay. Same thing. High and a higher high on price, high and a lower high on the RSI. This one was about 8 pips. Okay. As we can see, the drop from up here would have been longer, but this is where I take my entries. Okay. So we would only got about 8 pips on this. Once again, high and a higher high, high and a lower high, sell, 15 to 20. Oh, we hit our 18 here, we hit our 20 down here, bag secured. Okay, it's nothing different from what I showed you guys on the, on the blank tutorial. These are some of the confluences in the Nelly Mac system. Hope y'all like this video. Please like and subscribe, guys. Y'all have a good one.